Now we're gonna have ourselves a time tonight. Here we go, baby. Crank it up! This down like a drunk tornado. Light it up, let it all go. Tell that angel inside of me to hide her wings and lay low. Oh, my halo. I got a neon sign.
Hey everybody, my name's Matt Nolan, touring drummer for Lainey Wilson. We're out here on the Whirlwind World Tour and we're gonna walk you through the rig. I have always played Sonor drums and I've been fortunate enough to be a Sonor artist for a couple of years now. This particular year we have a beautiful Sonor SQ2 heavy beach kit. This is with the red fade over African marble finish. The sizes we're using, 22 by 17-inch kick, 12 by 9 rack tom, 14 by 14, 16 by 16 floor toms. The snare drum is a Sonor nickel over brass compressor, 6.5 by 14. This little guy we love. This is Sonor jungle snare. It's got the tambourine jingles built in. Pretty much everything up here has coated Remos on top, clear Remos on the bottom. We use a controlled sound on the snare, coated Emperors on the toms. For the bass drum, we're using a clear P4 on the kick side and then a fiber skin P3 on the reso side. I play Zildjian cymbals. Again, I'm very grateful to be a Zildjian cymbals artist at this point. Mostly Ks with a few exceptions, but 22-inch K custom dark ride makes an incredible sound and also cuts through a big mix when we're playing large venues like this. It's worked out really good. 19 sweet crash, 18 thin dark crash, 18 effects crash, 10-inch K splash, 22-inch A swish knocker. This is like a Chinese cymbal with 20 factory rivets in it. It's one of my favorite cymbals Zildjian has ever made. These are 15 inches. Very old A hi-hats, probably from the 50s or 60s. Of all the things in drum world, these have also ended up on the road with us. And then last, as cymbals go, we have the 14-inch effects stack over here. Again, for things where going for more of a clap sound or a 808 hat type vibe. Beyond that, I use Firth sticks, all Sonor hardware, Sonor pedals, various world percussion gizmos up here. We have a Roland trigger bass drum pedal in case I happen to kick through my bass drum head mid-set. We're insured and the show will go on. This is a new addition for this year. This is a Key of Z Zydeco washboard from South Louisiana. One thing we've become big fans of are the SimPad ISO feet for the floor toms. And we have so many risers on this stage. These have been super helpful clearing up just like natural low end that's coming out of the floor toms. One thing we're a big fan of are these multi-clamps from Hercules. And if we had to put an individual stand on every piece, this would turn into just a spider web. So these clamps from Hercules allow us to get the smaller mics placed in between all the pieces, gives us a visually cleaner look at the end.
See that country's cold again.
Kevin Nolan here with Lainey Wilson. I play electric guitar and keys. We're gonna jump into some stuff. Got this Marshall Studio Plexi, the 20-watt new model that's been really good. Just the backup underneath and it's going to a cab in the back. Got the V3, an old Rhodes, like an 81 Rhodes. The Nord for all the piano sounds and clap and all that. Pedals is pretty straightforward. This Noble's ODR1 is pretty much the foundation of like a overdrive sound. I like the Vertex Boost, and that feeds this expression pedal. The Boss EQ pedal, little Duke of Tone if I really need some more grit, and then Cali 76 Origin Effects. 2 compressor deal and a little pedal, which is great, and then some Strymon effects. The Brigadier is pretty much a slap, and then this Echoplex would be a longer delay. Flint for reverb, and then for like spacier stuff, it's this Walrus Lore pedal, which is really cool. Gives you like that soundscape kind of long reverb delay thing going on. We're here at the Vault. This is like the made in Japan vintage reissue thing Fender was doing a few years ago. I've always liked Esquires, something about maybe one set of magnets against the strings. It's really cool. So we took the neck pickup out, and then with all the lights being behind my riser, the bridge pickup was squealing pretty bad. So I think there's a noiseless in there at the moment. This is I think it's like a 2000 ES like 61 reissue. This usually stays at home, but this year it just kind of found its way into the vault. I'm really digging it. Just gives that kind of extra 10% that sometimes you might be looking for out of a Les Paul. This is just a Les Paul classic from I think the mid-2000s that a buddy of mine, Yogi Wellborn, sold me. We changed it out for some funky pickup. Most of these pickups I've changed out, and they tend to be Lawlers more often than not, but I couldn't even tell you what's in there. It just looks cool and sounds good, and sometimes that's as many questions as I need to ask, you know. This is a cool Strat. The folks at Fender were really generous with this one, Steven over there. We kind of turned it into like a Lowell George tribute Strat. The Alembic blaster in here, which it's really like a gain boost, but I think it also makes it so that you're not getting like high-end loss. We also changed out this pickup. It's a company called Harmonic Design that makes this Strat pickup. It's supposed to be like a Tele pickup that fits into the Strat without needing to gouge out a bunch of stuff down there. It's another Strat I play slide on as well. This one's getting used in Heart Like a Truck at the moment. The yellow is pretty yellow. Used to be more like a barely off-white. And then got the Lawler Rycooter style pickup, the Supro lap steel thing going on. I got bored during the COVID pandemic and just taped it one day, and I think it looks pretty cool. So it's like a Weisenborn style Hawaiian guitar made by Gold Tone. I've got a Dobro at home, but I've been really liking this one because you don't get so much of that clanking against the metallic piece, and it's also a little bit more manageable as far as feedback and all that stuff goes. Last not least, this is just a baritone that we've picked up recently. One of the Squier baritones. It's a Tele shape and thing sounds great, looks cool, and has been reliable. So this gets used one song in the set called Devil Don't Go There.
Boy, I swear, even the devil don't go there.
I'm Tommy. I play bass with Lainey Wilson. Just going to run you through the gear. For the past few weeks I've been playing this Jerry Jones, which I've only had for a few months, but I like it. It's got a big fat sound, but also kind of cuts at the same time. This one is tuned down a half step. Flat wounds on this one, round wounds on this one. Another P-bass here just as a backup. In standard tuning in case something happens with the Jerry Jones. This upright bass is getting used on Counting Chickens and Things a Man Ought to Know. Pedal-wise, not a whole lot going on here. There's the MXR bass octave pedal, the Dispatch Master. I use a slapback sound on Smell Like Smoke, which is not in the current show, but it's still on there. From that, the overdrive gets used on Hang Tight Honey. They take a direct signal. Front of house mixes pretty heavy on the direct signal, I think. Also running through Fender Super Bassman, 300 watt all tube power there. So that's pretty much the whole shebang.
Hang tight, honey, got a pocket full of money and I'm headed straight home to you.
My name's Sav Madigan, and I'm the utility player for Lainey Wilson. Starting with the pedals, this is an FC12 foot controller. It's going to an FM9 unit that my guitar tech, Stoney, is controlling. I like to joke it's about parental control, just in case I mess something up over here. I have currently 5 instruments running through this, so there's a stereo output, makes our front of house guy's life way easier, and you can control levels and effects through the actual FM9 program that you can download on a computer. So it's actually amazing. Like, this thing contains multitudes, and I love it. As far as instruments, we'll start with my primary. This is a Madigan model violin that my friend Carl Bloom up in northern Michigan makes by hand. And my drummer in my own personal band, Caitlin Coral, does wood burning. So she actually hand burned all of these designs. The one thing that remains the same every time is that my last name is in the scroll or the headstock, and then on the bridge is my mockingbird tattoo. Very much like kind of a reminder of home and where I come from. So I have a bunch of these. I've got 4 right now, and he's working on 2 more because we need an A or B and a C rig at this point to handle all the travel. Big shout out to Shure. I'm using an NX8C microphone that he gave me kind of before it was out to try out, and I love it. It sounds really, really great. I have kind of like a 3 to 5K frequency, really high, great for radio. This kind of warms it up really nice and makes it sound good. This is a GFI S10 PU. It's a single neck, typically used to C6 for like swing. I'm using an E9, so it's tuned chromatically. And I just picked up pedal steel 2 years ago, so it's still kind of something that I'm new at. It's really great for the road. It stays in tune pretty consistently. We run it through a Peterson pedal, which you can customize to make your tuning really accurate for these things. This has been a really, really fun addition to the road. I love playing it. My grandfather's acoustic violin, he didn't play. Nobody in my family plays acoustic fiddle except for me. It was sitting on the shelf for years with nylon strings on it, so I took it to a luthier named Mark Schwartz. It's about 120 years old now. I honestly love the way it sounds. It's super warm. The E string isn't ringy, like. It's a really nice violin, and again, it's kind of bringing home on the road with me that I love. So we'll start with the banjos. I have them tuned, one in standard and one a half step down. Gold Tone makes amazing banjos. They're nice resonator and they're lightweight. They make like a custom lightweight banjo, which is great for my back and shoulders. I have an LR Baggs pickup installed in each of them, which makes it so when it's plugged in, it sounds really nice and kind of takes those high, annoying banjo frequencies out of the picture. As far as guitars, typically using Takamine. They're incredible. I've been playing Takamines forever. My dad played a Takamine. My dad was a utility player for Terry Clark for a long time. My first show with Lainey, Terry Clark actually ended up guesting on the show, and she was like, "Oh my God, your dad, I remember playing music together." So it was very full circle. So there's something special about playing Takamine. But this is the guitar that, like, every time somebody picks it up, they're like, "Where can I get one of these?" And I just direct them straight to David Vincent from Takamine. It's the P3NY parlor guitar. As you can see, I'm quickly wearing another sound hole into it. This is about a year and a half on the road now. So give it like another year and a half and we'll wear another hole in. For like such a small body, it just puts out a ton of sound, and I love playing it. But when I'm not playing this one, I'm playing what we call the Dreadnought. It's a P5 DC. What's nice, it has this nice cutaway. There's like a riff in the beginning where it's like really up there, so it's nice to have a guitar that kind of has a slight cutaway here. I can actually reach the frets I need to reach. So first time coming to Nashville, I met David for the first time and he gave me this guitar and I've been playing it ever since. So it's really cool to have had a guitar for 15 years that goes on the road with me and just can handle anything, you know. The last guitar I have, this one's really special. I got this as kind of a Christmas present from David. About a year into playing with Lainey, he sent me a message and he said, "Hey, this guitar really reminds me of you, and I think you should play it." It's a CRN TS1, but I call it the Adirondack. It's just got this mellow sound to it, but plugged into it sounds incredible.
Well, I'm a homegrown, hurry on, light it up, life of the party.
Aslan Freeman, play guitar for Lainey Wilson, band lead, sing a little BGB, and I'm here today with my wonderful pedal board. On the way in, we've got a little JHS switcher, which just lets me panic switch to a cable in case we have any issues with the wireless, which happens a lot. Then, of course, going into an EP booster in case I need, which I don't often these days. First, we're going through the mirror compressor here from Walrus. I got like the last 3 or 4 of them that they would give me because I love the way these things sound. And that's going down straight into this Boss ES5, which is kind of the brain of my whole operation here. The first loop switch I have going on is the Nobles and this fuzz that is a 4-stage fuzz made by a guy named Rich Crownover, which I don't use a ton in the current show, but Lainey's got a song called Grease, which has this really cool DI telly sound that we did on the record. And so that's my first loop there, kind of my low gain setting. My second loop is just this kind of dualist ripoff. It's a cheap knockoff version, the dual gun. That's just another really simple low gain on one side, higher gain on the other side. My third loop, I have all of my big verb stuff. I've got the Mr. Black reverb, which used to be my smaller verb. Now it's a big kind of spacey delay that I use for a lot of ambient stuff, transitions. And then my favorite reverb on this is the Fathom, also from Walrus. Her producer Jay Joyce has the bigger version of this verb, and he uses it a ton on all of his like clean DI guitar sounds as background pads on the records. I have it permanently set on the shimmer setting. It gets used actually a lot through the set for that. And then of course my favorite pedal of all time, the Earthquaker Dispatch Master, which right now is just kind of my basic big pretty plate. And then that's going into my fourth loop, which is just a Nemesis, which I'm using MIDI out of the Boss to run that, so it's constantly switching patches for me, changing the delay engine, and also MIDI syncing it with our playback rig. And then the final loop, I'm doing kind of a 4-cable system with this HX Stomp. I'm getting whatever effects blocks I need from the HX and running them into Effects Loop 5 here, and then running them back into the HX, and then splitting that signal out to go to my amps, and then I'm also running into a Walrus Canvas DI that goes out to front of house, and so the channel that goes out to the DI, I'm using the HX to run an AC30 amp sim. I'm here today with my lovely guitar rack. This is my Takamine Parlor. Instantly fell in love with these. Our utility player Sav brought hers out when she joined the band, and we all just absolutely adore these guitars. I play this on Call a Cowboy. It's the only song on the set I do right now. The end of that song has this huge blown out fuzz sound that I actually do play acoustic through the amps. For all the other acoustic stuff, I'm playing this old Yamaha. These are like the Elliott Smith guitars, they're known as. I got this Mojo Tone pickup recently. They're a company out of North Carolina. These things are amazing. They've got a mic built in that you can blend with the DI, and it's the first time I've ever actually felt like I'm getting the sound of an acoustic guitar on stage through a PA in my ears. That's been the sound for me on the rest of the show, with the exception of her song Devil Don't Go There, where I'm busting out this old Recording King. This thing is not a particularly expensive guitar, but we love the way it sounds because it's just so thin and pointed. Another single-use guitar, old cheap Japanese knockoff 12-string Rick. Found this on Facebook Marketplace randomly. We've got it dialed in to basically only work with a capo on the 6th fret right now. It's very in tune there and nowhere else. More of the multi-use guitars. This is another cool weirdo I found on Instagram called Copacetic Customs. He does these finishes and he also makes a lot of parts casters. This was actually built by a builder named Fax. This is their prototype for a guitar called the Artemis. I think this is the third one they built. The guy said that these are just some kind of random P90s he found, but this thing sounds really cool. Here's just a Squire baritone from Fender. I actually prefer these to a lot of the Fender baritones. The P90s are great. The kind of thin, lighter body I love. They just cut through very well. I played this on Wildflowers and Wild Horses. Here's another kind of like less expensive guitar that I just absolutely love. You have caught on to the fact that I love kind of cheap, fun guitars. This is a Fender Marauder from the Modern Player series that they did in the kind of early 2010s. I bought this as like kind of the perfect backup guitar when I only had one guitar and my old punk band started touring, because it has a triple bucker and this kind of like cheapo Jazzmaster P90 thing in it. My tech and I kind of discovered it is an awesome slide guitar. Something about this triple bucker situation in the back. And then finally, the Jason Isbell signature telly. I got this when we did Jimmy Fallon for the first time. It's got some slightly hotter pickups in it than most other standard tellies. It still has the ashtray in it, and it's just got a lot of bite, a lot of character. This is probably the guitar I play most in the show right now. And then lastly, we have amps, a twin and an AC30. I run these just stereo with the old Tone Bone ABY all the time, both on. They are both very loud, very clean for the most part. Vox gives you a little bit of edge of breakup, and the twins just giving you all that mid-range bite. These are literally just straight out of the box, off the shelf, nothing fancy. That way, wherever we go, whatever we rent, I know that I'm gonna be able to just dial in the exact same sound. Thanks for checking out my rig. If you guys have any questions about any of the gear, want to purchase anything for yourself, check out sweetwater.com.